Hey, so real quick before this video starts, and if you want to just skip this, go ahead. I will leave a time for you to be able to skip anyway. Last Thursday, I released a video that is no longer there. And while this probably doesn't need to be talked about, I kind of want to just talk about it just to get it off my mind, because I hate deleting my own videos. But basically what ended up happening was I was expecting a different patch note thing to come up, and I was just gonna wait for that. But it looks like that got delayed, and so I quickly put together a video that was talking about multiplayer etiquette and all this stuff. And all it boiled down to was I just came off being super frustrated about some multiplayer games I was playing, and I really came out with some hot takes that after a little bit and talking with some people, I realized were just completely wrong. And it's one thing to have people not like a video when you're still proud of it and everything. That's something that I would never delete a video over. But when you look at your own video and realize that you just were being stupid and didn't actually think about what you were trying to say or how you were saying it or what it all meant, I feel like I just don't want that on my channel anymore, because it isn't what I believe. It's never been what I believed, but for some reason I just was like, yes, this is perfect. So that is why there is no video from Thursday. That is why I did have a video, so if you saw it and you wanted to watch it but you were saving and then it was gone, it's because I deleted it. It was just really bad, and I would rather not have that anywhere near my channel. So that's just something I gotta work on and make sure I'm really thinking things through. But anyway, let's talk about this fucking Stalker content update, because it's actually really fucking cool and I'm really hyped. Like, I'm stoked for this. So obviously Stalker is out. You get some Fulgent armor set, which is the new armor set, new weapons, and then new quests. So pretty substantial. There's not any actual fixes yet. That's supposed to be coming early next week. Even though I'm a little late on this, I'll at least try to not be late on that. Stalker alone, fantastic kimono. Looks really cool. The fight is actually really fun. It's really interesting to see that they've put a dual element kimono that isn't supposed to be like a final boss. And I'm really happy that they're looking into that direction, because although it would be cool if they added new elements, it would kind of ruin their, like, it would be worse than it is good. Because if they add new elements, then you have to worry about new resistances, you have to worry about essentially kind of like a flooding of all this information you have to take in from a kimono. Whereas if they mix them, they can take two elements such as fire and water, like Stalker, put them together, and now you have fire water, but you also technically have a new element of like steam, which I think that is just a cool ass idea. But yeah, his fight's really fun. He has some really cool moves. I wouldn't say normal Stalker is necessarily hard. I personally have not fought volatile Stalker, but I don't think they're hard, and it really doesn't have to be. I feel like if they kept like making harder and harder creatures, then it would be this big ass power creep that if you were just to jump into the game maybe 3 months down the line when they had even more kimono, you would have to still maintain that progression of going from the base game, then to the first title update, then to the second, then to the third. Whereas if they didn't do that, you could do more of like a first, maybe go to the third, and then go to like the final one, as with the few key power jumps that there were. Steeped in Mystery, Spotted, yep, it's monsters. Yeah, both Searing Flames and Surging Seas. I think that is just super cool. So, continuing on to the weapons and armor set. I think the weapons are okay. I can actually, hang on, wait, can I do this? Oh my god, I'm a pro. So, whew. So I think the weapons are absolutely okay. I don't know why I went to that. I don't have any of them forged. The only thing I do not like about the weapons is how they have it as a single link. I kind of wish they would have had it kind of go to either one of these three to come down to a point. Because I'm worried that if they continue releasing weapons, it'll just continue to be single links. Granted, that'd be a very dumb decision, and if they did that, it would make it would make it even more linear than it kind of already is. The weapons themselves are pretty insane, some of them. I think the Nadachi's a little bit lackluster because it loses so much raw, whereas every other one kind of doesn't take a hit to it. But I could be wrong. The bladed Wagasa seems insane. But overall, the weapons, it's just like, why couldn't they link it to this as well? Or link this one over here to this? Add more links to it? I feel like that would have been better. But who knows? In the future, they might add more links. I'm just worried that if they continue doing this and it's just basically a zigzag pattern all the way down, you're going to have absolutely zero diversity, whereas up here you have just so much. But since they've kept it up here like this, I can't imagine they keep this like as well. Now the armor is insane, and I think that's good personally. So the armor has got some really good, it's really heavy on destruction art and really heavy on one stroke. So it's basically heavy part break. However, what they did is they added some really good human traits to these, as well as some decent kimono traits to them. And here's why I think that's really, really healthy for the game, or at least could be. As of right now, this armor is absolutely busted and really, really good. But if they continue to release armor sets that have an essential theme, such as this one being very heavy on crit, which now means crit can be played, whereas before it just absolutely, it could still be played, but you just didn't feel like you were doing enough damage or critting enough. Now you can. So not only does this, it leans more towards human, but it's got some good supplements for kimono paths that didn't really have anything decent to go with. The boots could be like they could be better, but the gloves are good. I really like these gloves. I really like this hat. It's not, I still don't think it's better than like deaf ears, but I still think it's good. Chest is kind of meh, but destruction art's always fun. If they continue to do this, where it leans to one side, kimono or human, however has bits of it that are supplemental to the other side, and then have an overarching theme of crit, raw, or elemental, I think over time that is the healthiest way to take new armor sets in this game. Because, and this is assuming they would all be of a similar power, maybe some are better, some are worse, but of a similar power. Because now it's starting to get to where you can make a mixed set and not kind of feel like ass, or look like every other person, constantly having Ember Plume chest and Ember Plume gloves. But I think this is good. I think this is really healthy and a good start. As of right now, obviously it's busted, it's really good. Human, it's probably just better than kimono at this point. Whereas I've always felt kimono was better than the human path. But this is good. I like this. This is an amazing start to what could be a really, really fun armor roster. So anyway, let's go back. New quests. These are basically side quests. I think I could equate these, or at least I feel like I'm equating these to event quests, where they kind of have a little something special to them, but they feel a lot like side quests. You know, Amaterasu with one feint, hunting Mighty Dreadclaw, Pearlbeak, and Lava Back all in one, or Ice Tusk and King Tusk in the fort. But for doing these, you get a chat stamp and a new emote. So that's kind of why I think these are more like event quests. I don't know if they will be rotating out or in, or what their plan is to do with them. The way they do the map system doesn't really allow for a clean way to implement every single new side story quest, which is what these are found under, is your side stories. So I feel like this is going to be kind of a rotating deal every big patch, which also, this is patch 1.1. I thought the Laharback was patch 1.1, but I guess that was 1.05. I don't know. It's weird. I don't think I actually paid attention to it, but so this is patch 1.1 officially. So this is pretty cool. I actually really like having new quests that maybe don't give something of importance, but something that shows you did it. And that's a really big thing for people, is a completion, and then being able to prove you completed it. Having a new emote, a new chat stamp, just something fun. Because that's all these are anyway. You don't have to do them, but they're fun to do, and they actually give you a bunch of okay monsters to just fight. Amaterasu, you need a lot of Amaterasu parts for weapons. Dreadclaw, Pearlbeak, and Lavaback, same thing, you need their parts for weapons. Ice Tusk and King Tusk, same thing, you need those for weapons. I wouldn't say you need those for armor. So maybe they'll kind of do more. As more armor gets implemented, more things will be added and all that stuff. Anyway, they're all things you need for a lot of your weapon paths. So just kind of having them there as something to farm is just kind of, it's nice. I like it. And then Murakumo, new Kirikuri, a limit break system, and then more in April, right? So April's going to have a lot more content, which is pretty nice. I like that. So it looks like they're doing a monthly one at the beginning and one at the end. I like that system. I like not having to wait for 3 months before getting something, even if it's just one new kimono or one new system. I like constantly being given new content that I can experience in that week or so, and then get something fresh before I get burnt out. So the first one will be April 6th, which is going to include a pedal manipulating fox kimono, which this is basically just going to be the grown-up version of the foxes in the Akikure Canyon. I think that's what it's called, but I could be wrong. But this is just going to be a grown-up version of that, because those have a very plant, flowery aesthetic already. So pedal manipulating big fox kimono, super cool. I already mentioned I wanted a fox kimono. I didn't actually look at their content roadmap, but this is mint. I'm so happy with this. A new spinning top katakuri, which I'm curious if it's going to be kind of like a... Because the only thing we have to actually knock out a kimono is the hammer, but we have two versions of a trap. We have a bomb, and we have 2 walls. So I'm curious if the spinning top is basically going to be like a spinning top with mallets on the end, or maybe like a drill. Because trying to think about it, since they went with a very Japanese aesthetic, tops are, or were, I feel like, very common in Japan. I feel like I've seen a lot of old top where you like take a rope, wrap it around this top for a long time, and then throw it, and it's like a whip, and it goes out longer instead of like a Beyblade where it just drops down. It'll actually has some horizontal movement. I'm curious if that's going to be kind of like a drill to target specific points. I feel like that would be really cool. That you throw it out, I'm imagining like you whip it out, and then the top goes with the top side facing the kimono, and it just like hits it and just keeps drilling, and then has a high chance to break that part. So it would be a good way to get tails. It would be a good way to get horns. The only issue is I don't think this is going to be a basic. This is going to be a crafted, which means I'm probably wrong. I can see it going either that way or a spinning top with a bunch of mallets on it that just spins and keeps hitting it. Those are the two ways I see it. And if they can think of something that isn't those two, I will be very, very happy, because I'm not creative enough to think of anything else. The next thing will be a limit break system. That's pretty cool. I'm assuming that is going to be some form of weapon or probably armor augmenting, where maybe you can sacrifice something, armor, resistances, a specific skill, to then get something you already have on it better. So say for the Garuda armor, it is the Garuda armor, right? Say for the Garuda armor, you could get rid of like self-control and then have, instead of 7% desperation, like 10% or 12%. I think that's where it's going to be going. I personally really like that idea. I think having more ways to augment the armor, since there is such little you can actually do with it, is nice. And then there are going to be more enhancements and fixes. They've already said that they are going to be releasing a big performance, and I guess they didn't necessarily say performance, but one of the big kind of fixes patches earlier this upcoming week. So I will be talking about that when that comes out, because it also said it'll be having some balance changes and some other things. So maybe they're fixing Celestial Anchor, maybe not, who knows. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry I'm late on this content update. I had a pretty busy last couple of days and just didn't have time to record. But overall, I'm happy with this. I think this is a very good content update that leads to what could be a very, very healthy continuation of Wild Hearts. So, if you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. If you have any thoughts, let me know. I'm of the opinion this is a good start to what could be a healthy game. I don't think necessarily it's great in terms of short term. The armor is very strong, the weapons are very strong. Those are going to be the meta for a good little bit until the next few things start coming out. But it's a good start for a healthy long term. But anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Hope you all have the best of luck hunting Grimstalker and you make the most OP weapon you can. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take it easy.